What it is, good people? Once again, here trying to improve ourselves by narrowing that gap between what we know and what we do, and we call that gap resolution. Abraham Maslow said, if you only have a hammer, you have to treat everything like a nail. And if we relate that to how we respond to people and how we respond to situations, we end up missing. We end up missing opportunities to grow. We end up missing opportunities to explore. And we end up missing the joy of being present. Sometimes it's not the action that takes us down a road. Sometimes it's the response. And if we think about responding differently, the outcomes may be different. There are different people, there are different situations that trigger us, and we feel as if the response is going to be necessary. This person creates this feeling in us, or this situation creates this feeling in us that we're going to respond the same way. But each circumstance has its own uniqueness. Even if the circumstance involves the same person every time, or even the same situation comes up time and time again, it still has its own uniqueness. Context always matters. And if we don't consider that, we end up losing opportunities to gain perspective, to gain understanding, and to dismiss some misunderstandings and some assumptions that we may have. We have to think about our responses. We have to think about how we look at things. And that's going to help us grow. There's not a house that's labeled happiness that you can buy and go into. You find your happiness as you build your house. It depends on what you want, depends on what you need, but happiness comes during the process. But if you only have a hammer, you're going to have difficulty building that house. So think about some other tools you can use. We all have to grow into our greatness. And to do that, we have to narrow that gap between what we know and what we do.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center.